Hello and welcome to another Somerset Real Ale review. Today's beer is one that David from the Urban Viking Ale Review has been badgering me to review for a while. It's from the St Austell Brewery. It's their Cornish Lager, the Korev. Now, I'm not a big fan of lager. If you don't know the difference between lager and bitter or ale, it's the fermentation period where they put the yeast in. I think I may have this round the wrong way, but I think bitter is brewed cooler for longer, and lager is brewed hotter for a shorter period of time. Could be the other way around, but I'm not sure. And also the yeast is fermented at I think it's the top of the brew or the bottom of the brew. That's basically it. And also they use different hops in lager. I'm not too familiar with the different hops that are used in lager because, to be honest, I just don't drink it. I don't drink lager since the old days when I used to drink the old, to coin a phrase from Terry Kay, Popsy McLagers. I just don't want to drink them anymore. But to be honest, St Austell, fantastic brewery. And you know, whatever they produce is got to be worth a try. So I'm going to give this a go. Lovely looking bottle, very good, nice label on the front there, and they're classic old St Austell tops. Sorry, that's upside down, but I don't want to. Oh, so it's not bottle condition, is it? Yeah, lovely. Lost the plot completely. Lovely St Austell's beers. Anyway, so without further ado, let's pop it open. Bit of smoke on the opening there. Let's get the pour on. I'm expecting a fair bit of carbonation with a lager. Wow, well that's golden in colour, one finger, almost white head, and sort of reasonably sort of stable bubbles on it, and a fair bit of carbonation in it. Very light coloured. Well, I'm just going to get the smell, I suppose, because I'm a bit out of my depth here with lagers. I suppose I mean, I'm going to give it a swirl around like I normally do with an ale. Yeah, I mean it smells lagery, but it's got some decent flavours in there. I've got a bit of a cold, but hopefully it won't have too much of an effect. I mean, I don't know. I just don't know the hops in lager, but it does smell quite appealing, to be honest. It smells refreshing. Smells very fresh, very fresh. Well, I'm going to dig in. Cheers. Well, as description-wise goes, it's going to be quite hard for me. I think you get a bit. It's kind of sweet, sort of. You get a fair bit of carbonation, but not too much. And a nice, it's not a bitter sensation, but you can feel it down the throat. Pardon me. But I really like that. I have to say, well done, St Austell. Because, although I've just realised the irony, I'm serving it in a Sharps glass, which is one of your main competitors, unfortunately. When I say your, I mean St Austell's competitors. I really like that. I'm going to enjoy this. I'll tell you what, if it's a hot day and you're out in a beer garden, you've had a busy hot day at work or what have you, and you want a nice refreshing pint, that would hit the spot. I never thought I'd actually say I'd like a lager ever again, but I like that. I think it'll be a hard decision between this and something like their proper job, because I think if they had both of those, I'd probably still be more inclined to go for the proper job, because I just like the ale better, you know, the real ale better. But that is what we need more of, really. I mean, in a way, because it'd be nice to get more of the lager drinkers, you know, your rubbish, I won't mention any names, but your rubbishy, cheap, mass-produced, over-carbonated, full of chemical additives lagers, to get them over to proper craft beer. Because I would class that as a craft beer, and I'm sure St Austell would as well. There's craft gone into that, because that's a lovely flavour. But I mean, you're getting very good flavours in them. I'm gonna have to read the bottle, because my knowledge of lager is well, it's nil, almost nil. So I shall read the bottle. Alcohol 4.8% ABV. 500ml brown bottle, sorry I forgot to mention that earlier. Korev, Cornish Lager, brewed in St Austell, Kerno. I mean, that's just great. I love the fact it's like Welsh is Cymru, you know, it's just nice that they use the name in their own language for their county, or well, I presume, you know, Cornwall is almost a country, really, or it should be. I think they should say. I think they would say. Cornish souls are the last drop. I think in Wales you get a lot. People are very patriotic with their Welsh flags and on their cars as well. A lot of people in Wales have Welsh flags and what have you on their cars and that. And I think they do that in Cornwall as well with their Cornish flag, which is a black sort of flag with a white cross on it, and that's the Cornish flag. And I think they're quite patriotic, however you want to pronounce it, in Cornwall as well, which is great. I think that's really great to be like that. It's a shame the English don't do that more often. Anyway, let's read the bottle. Korev. Oh, Korev. Interesting. Korev. Yeah, traditional Cornish word meaning beer. Every day's a school day, see? It has taken us nearly 160 years to create the perfect lager, and we wanted to make sure it was uniquely Cornish. Crafted at our brewery in St Austell, we've used the finest lager malt from barley grown right here in Cornwall. Korev has a wonderful pale colour and a clean, crisp taste, bottled in an amber glass to protect the freshness. Pardon me. We think you'll agree it's been worth the wait. Ingredients: natural Cornish spring water, unique Cornish lager malt grown in Cornwall, flake maize, Carrigold malt, hops, pearl, Herzbacher and SARS. SARS hops, yeah, I've heard Dave off of the Viking Ale review mention SARS before. Like I say, I don't know, because I don't know nothing about lager. Or only the lager yeast. Colour: pale platinum gold. Aroma: delicate herbal honey. Taste: crisp, clean and delicate. Malt: Cornish lager malt, flake maize and Carrigold. Hops: pearl, Herzbacher and SARS. Bitter, it's got 2 out of 5, and sweet, it's got 2 out of 5. I like that. I'm going to whack the rest in. to be honest, I've had this now for quite a while, and I was a bit reluctant to try it because I thought I love St Austell and they're a great brewery, and I didn't want to review a beer of theirs that I didn't like, so I was a little bit reluctant. But even though it's a lager, and I haven't had a lager for years, and I'm pleasantly surprised, to be honest. God, I wish this cold would go away. I don't know how to rate this because I can't really compare it to anything apart from the rubbishy cheap lagers that I've had when I was younger. In which case this is a 10 out of 10 and they are a 2 out of 10. So I think that's how I'm going to leave it, to be honest, because you can't compare this to a bitter or an IPA because it's a completely different style of beer. So I'm just going to say, really, I think, in fact, I don't even think I'm going to give it a rate. I'm just going to say that's the best lager I've ever tasted. So, I mean, we'll leave it at that. That's the best lager I have ever tasted. So, cheers for watching. Hope you join me again for another review, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. Cheers.